Hello guys. Well, it's a special day for a lot of people because for all of us, for all of Rainbow Six Siege fans, because yesterday a tier 2 team qualified for SI, which is something that hadn't happened since 2021, I believe. Because back when Team Secret qualified, that you were not a tier 2 roster, so obviously it was an upset, it was an European upset, but not to this proportion, no. So yeah, let's begin with the obvious. Did you guys expect to qualify for SI?
Yeah, I think we did as a team. We had a goal. We just wanted to go to the Paris. We had a decent season in tier 2. I mean, we made few finals. We could not win them because we had just some bad games in the finals. Panahan always played better than us in the finals, so they always beat us. So we are frustrated about this, and we always put so much work after the games. After each game that we lost, we always said we need to put more work in, and at the end it paid off. For the cycles, it paid off.
Great. Let's start from the beginning. Project Zero is an orgless squad. You guys got together months ago. It's not a new project. It's not something pretty recent. In fact, I think you started playing together in January, although you were still in Fnatic, obviously. Could you explain us how was the project born and the idea behind it when everything was first assembled?
Yeah, so the way we assembled it, to be honest, I was not expecting that, because as soon I left Fnatic, I wanted to make a break, so I didn't want to play competitive for a while, being totally honest. But then my friend Upor messaged me on Twitter asking me if I would like to play in tier 2, that they need a player, that they might make the tier 2 finals. And I said yes, to be honest. I asked for the roster. He told me the roster, and I was like, oh yeah, that might be good. To be honest, we are all friends. In the team, everyone is friends with each other. I know Skeptic from console, I know Oscar as well. Before it was Quick, but we also knew each other. So I also know Flexi and Upor. So basically we are just friends that played with each other for a long time before, and now we just build the team with each other and are playing the game and improving every day. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was kind of random, but yeah, as I said, I think the project is more of a friends project, I would say, and then we are just playing that good because everyone wants the same thing. Everyone is trying to their best, and everyone is playing for the win, right?
Yeah, I guess when you play with your friends, I guess there are some emotions or some feelings that you don't feel that much. For example, pressure is just you play because you want to, not because you have to. And I guess that's something that you have to keep in mind. In this weekend's project, I want to continue talking about the past, but first let's talk about this weekend. In this weekend's tournament, last chance qualifier, was there any type of pressure? Because you just said you guys were playing as friends, but did you actually, when did you start thinking, guys, this is something that can be real?
To be honest, I don't think there's any pressure on us. I mean, of course, in game, when you're gonna talk about in-game stuff, about certain rounds or about certain moments in the game, you could feel that there is the game is tense, right? You could feel that people are getting emotion about this, right? That the game is getting closer and closer. For example, when we played against VP on Consulate, when they made the comeback and we played the overtime, you could feel that there is emotions, right? That okay, there's something big on the line that we need to focus up against. You can't let that slip out of our hands, right? We need to close the game. Then we close it. But I think we didn't have really a bad pressure on us. So guys, we need to do this and this. We need to actually win. I think we knew that we can win, and we'll go for the win. But it was we did not force that into ourselves. We just played and enjoyed the moment. We had a decent games as a team. I think everyone did perfect job as a players to actually relieve the pressure from each other. Everyone was always joking with each other. We were literally, before the game started in the lobby, we're literally singing Justin Bieber Baby every time, just to make the vibes better, you know? So, yeah, I wouldn't say there was any, like, pressure of us winning, but for example, from me as a player, I think the biggest pressure I had, and I could feel it, it was in the final against Twisted Minds when we lost the consulate and we went to map 3, then we had a split 3-3. We went from attacks to defense and we lost the first defense. I think I was like, okay, it's getting hard, you know, like you could feel that people are getting already like tired of the game. That we could feel it, you know, like the closer you are to invite, the more emotions you get, because you just think more about the side, right? You think, oh, what you know that you cannot do the mistakes, right? You know that the more mistakes you will do as a player, you will lose the game, you know. So you're trying to not do the mistakes, but also you're trying to play the game because you know that you need to counter the team because they're just gonna roll over you because they're not bad, you know. So yeah, I could feel the emotions on the last map. I think everyone did, but the thing is that about how we control that, you know, like we use the emotions in favor of ourselves, you know, and we use that against them, you know. So the more emotions we had, like, we played that against Twisted Minds, let's say, you know, we abused the emotions to just play better against them, you know, in certain rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was nice. That was a nice feeling. I think the best game I ever played in my life, even though I had 2 majors at the end, 2 SIs on my account. I think this is one of the best games that I ever played in terms of emotions, you know.
Yeah, I bet. You, like, before playing against Twisted Minds, you also had a very difficult series against Virtus Pro. Comparing both series, which one do you think was the hardest one?
I think VP was the hardest one, even though like the game was closer. Like I think the game was easier for us in terms of the results. I think because from the results it looks like we just destroyed them, right? But I think playing against VP is always hard because they're like that team that like they're just playing with each other for so long that no matter what you will do, they're always gonna find a way to either execute on you, to either find a way to kill you, and the round just gets harder and harder, right? Meanwhile, against Twisted Minds, I think it's way easier to play because I feel like their playstyle is based on 1 or 2 things, you know, like if these 2 things won't work for them, that means their whole round is just like, it's gone, you know? So yeah, VP was harder, I would say. So to be honest, like if I would have the choice to play them in the final, I would, you know, I wouldn't play Twisted Minds again, but we didn't. Yeah, but VP was harder one, I would say.
Good. Now, looking at the whole calendar, the last 5-6 months, Tier 2 is completely different to Tier 1 for obvious reasons. There's not like, well, there's a Challenger series, but that happens at the start of the year. Sorry, but it has been an abnormal season to be a Tier 2 roster because, for example, in your case, you guys travel to Canada, you guys travel to Malta. You have been in like multiple competitions. You have had your ups and downs. You also been to Paris for the Essex. Yeah. So it's not like your usual Tier 2 season. You were mentioning that you were looking for a break as a professional player, but honestly, I don't think that sounds like a break, man. So
yeah,
like, could you like drive us through your season? Because I feel like this season has been very unique for a team like yours.
Yeah. I mean, we can start from the beginning, to be honest, like from the, let's say 6 months, so I'm going to include the Fnatic roster as well. So basically, when I joined Fnatic, with a decent mindset. Like, I knew that we can be a good team, because I thought so at that time, like, we can do way good, like, we can easily win games in UL, because, like, we had a good roster. But the thing is that in Fnatic, when I joined Fnatic, I was on a different role. Like, I was supposed to IGL, which is not a big part for me because I know how to do it. Even though I'm not the best at it, I know that I can manage people right and call stuff. But I was also playing on a new role. That was something new for me. So my performance in Fnatic was not the best. And you could see that either from the stats of the games that we played. Like, I've been playing like super, super bad, throwing many rounds, like just not being a player that I wanted to be. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to take the break. So basically Fnatic didn't really drop me. Like, I just said that like I don't think it's the best for them to continue with me. Even though people said I got dropped, I did not. I just went to the coach and mentioned that I don't think it's the best for you to continue with me because I'm not doing my best. Like I'm just not doing my job. I'm getting paid, but I'm not doing my job. So yeah, I just said that. Then also I had like during last year, coming back from the 6 months to last year. Last year my life was like a super mess. Like I had so much difficulties in like personal life, like mental health. It was super bad for me. Like many bad stuff happened for me in real life. So it was a hard year for me as a player to keep playing the game. To keep focus on the game, keep focusing on the things outside of the game. So it was hard to connect these two things. So I looked like I'm a bot, like I look like I'm a bot that doesn't know how to play the game, even though I knew how to do it. But like the vibes that I had before when I was in Secret and when I joined Fnatic was not there because just because of the year that I just had, so I couldn't really focus on Siege. Like I had no vibes to play Siege. Like the game was boring for me, so that's why I wanted to take a break. But then the message student happened from Upor that like he just asked me if I want to join. And I was thinking about this, to be honest. I was really thinking about this. Like it's not like I instantly said yes. Like I left the message for 3 days and I was thinking, should I go? And I think that was like the best decision of my life that I could actually say yes, to be honest. Like looking at how tier 2 is being played, like looking how many games you play, looking how many chances you get to travel like around the city just to play the game, I think it's just way better than T1 at that point, Like let's say during the T1 season you play 18 best of ones, right? Meanwhile in tier 2 you play double that and most of the games are best of threes, Like your chances are not relied on best of ones, Your actually chances to making the tournaments are relied on the best of threes. So obviously it's gonna be better for a team, especially like us in tier 2, that we are a new team that we are building up, right? So yeah, I think the year and the last months are completely rolling coaster, to be honest, like including the emotions and everything. I think the team with me when I joined the Project Zero improved so much. I think I helped with the developing the players so much. I think like that's thinking the experience from me, I think they love to listen to other people as well. They know that I'm experienced as well, even though I'm not like this, I'm not gonna force people into, oh, you need to listen to me, you need to learn from me. But I still think when I give them the solution or I give them the answers, they still sit there and listen, So that's why I think it makes the Project Zero that unique as well, So people just want to learn from each other. People want to be the best, even though it's gonna be a hard part to be the best, right? Because there's many good players, but people are still trying to be the best, They want it like more than others, I think. I think in tier 2 this is the thing. There's like people are saying that T1 level is bad, like the bottom T1 teams are bad, but I think the huge difference between the T1 teams and the tier 2 teams is the vibes and the hunger for the win, I think the tier 2 teams want it more, I think they just have more vibes. I think they, no matter what like you will do against them, they just want the win, like they will do everything that they can so they can beat you and show you that they're not that bad, because they're not getting paid, most of the teams in tier 2 are not getting paid, so they just want to show you that they can still beat you, still be the best, right? And yeah, I think this is the biggest like change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that was, to be honest, that was great year, even though I did not win many tournaments. Like great day. I think we made 4 finals as a Project Zero. We made E6, we made Toronto, Malta. We can count LCQ as well as the final. Yeah, but I think it was great year. I mean, I was not expecting that, to be honest. I was not expecting. I'm just happy to be there, to be honest. I said that yesterday on my Twitter post. I was not expecting it, to be honest. I'm just happy that at least I could make this,
Mm-hmm.
But it was crazy year for us as a players. Crazy.
Great. It's honestly really satisfying to see this type of storylines being, like evolving in the scene, because it makes Rainbow Six Siege unique. You don't see these stories in other titles, which is great. Last year, for example, we had 3 orgless teams. For example, we had Team Joel, we had Unwanted, we have Raza, and this year we will have Project Zero. Or maybe not. Are you guys looking for an org, or you are thinking of playing by yourselves?
To be honest, like we are looking for an org, but like it's not the thing that we keep the focus on. I think we prefer to keep the focus on the game. But if the offer will come, I mean, for sure we'll make a tweet about looking for the organization. But like if the offers won't come, like we won't force it. We won't just join any org. Like we probably care more about actually making it out of groups out of a side than actually just getting the org, because like the job is not done yet for us, you know.
Yeah, no, it's not done. In fact, it hasn't even started. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, what is the mental right now ahead of SI? Because after like what you have said now, I guess like it's just 5 friends going to Paris for a few games of Rainbow Six, no? But like,
Yeah.
I mean, like every team wants to win, so I guess that's the goal, obviously. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, like what are you looking for this new experience?
I mean, as you said, obviously the goal for everyone, the player, even if they won't say it, like the goal is to win it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Just grab it all. But I think for us, I don't think we have like the thing is that we will never ever put the pressure on ourselves. So it's not like we already like we don't think about we're gonna be there in the final, blah blah. For us, the main focus is to go there, show up in the groups, and make sure that we're gonna get out of the groups. And after we're gonna get out of the groups, we can talk about making it to the final, right? But the focus is that we made it that far, so it's gonna suck if you're gonna lose now, you know. So but we made it this far, so let's show up on the groups as well that we are not that bad, you know, that like we are just not a random team that made it because they were lucky in the bracket or just lucky, as I said, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the point. Just let's make sure that we're gonna go there with fresh minds. We're gonna show up in the groups and hopefully we make it out.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, like, and after SI, there's Challenger Series, which is going to be like a huge contrast, no? Because you are going to be playing against some of the teams, the best teams in the world, and then all of a sudden, you're going to go down again to just like fight for a spot in Europe's top flight.
Yeah.
Have you thought of this contrast? I guess like it's been like, well, we have to wait like what, like 2 months for Challenger Series? Like it's not the goal right now, but like, have you realized of what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was not really thinking about this, so it's gonna look funny, to be honest. Like, the team that made the SIO is gonna go back to the Challenger, play against teams that are not supposed to be as good as we will be at that time, so it's gonna be funny. But, I mean, we don't really put focus on that right now. I mean, the focus is SIO, obviously. But yeah, let's see what will happen, to be honest. I'm looking forward for the Challenger Series as well. I think it starts after SI.
It does.
I don't know yet, so yeah. So it's gonna be a... So look how big difference it is as well with the games in T1 and Tier 2, like how many games they are to play, you know, like the difference is huge. Yeah, but I think we will see. But if I'm actually like thinking of this, then it sounds crazy a bit, to be honest. Yeah, it does actually.
Great. Now, final question. Now, Project Zero, I mean, you are the guy with the most experience. You played 2 SIs in the past, you have played majors. But the rest of players, although they have their own experience, they have played in Yukin, they have played in like regional competitions, and like some other people have played in like even bigger stages. I wanted to know, like, if you could tell us, like, who do you think could steal the show in Paris? Like, what player do you think could like surprise people who don't expect much from a tier 2 team?
If I'm gonna be honest, I think like maybe it sounds a bit outrageous, but I think everyone from our team can show up like really well, because it's not about like the experience, but it's about like how they act in game, you know, like they just want it, like that hungry, you know. So I don't think it matters, the experience. But if we are talking straight from the perspective, like from the experience view, who can show up the most, I think it's probably Upor and Oscar. I think Upor is... I don't think people are actually understanding how good Upor is as a player, you know. I think... I played with Upor in Team Secret during my first Pro League stages, I think. Or maybe that was the second one.
It was how good this after guy is. SI 2023.
Okay, so yeah, the second. Yes, I didn't know how good Upor is as a player. But some of the people are actually like, they have no clue, you know. They think that he's still an experienced guy who just plays Siege for fun, you know, and he just runs around and gets the kills. But the difference that, like, the improvement that he made during the past and now is like, it's huge, you know. And Oscar, to be honest. Oscar is also an experienced player, so let's say like he's like me basically, you know. So maybe we could not really count him as an experienced player. Maybe I could say Flexi as well. But yeah, I think Oscar is like that type of player that like people are not expecting much from him because they're gonna call him a baiter or something. But I think Oscar is the guy that, like, if you tell him, like, he's gonna show up, you know. He's the guy that if you need a hero play, he'll do the hero play as yesterday on Night Hen Labs when he did drop 14 and 2 for a while, you know, like the guy just cleaned the lobby by himself, you know, like we came to the game and he was literally 14 and 1, you know, like it was like round 4, I think, or third, I don't even remember, but the guy was literally floating, so I think he's the guy that like he's just gonna come up to the server out of nowhere, like after a bad map or something, and just do 20 bomb and just leave, you know, and say, oh, it was easy, you know.
Sometimes
he's emotionless as well.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes that, no, like someone to steal the show, and that's it.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
yeah. Well, perfect. Thank you so much for your time, man. I guess like you're gonna celebrate today or like during the whole week, or I don't know. Enjoy it. Have a great time in Paris as well. You guys deserve it. And yeah, like a lot of luck, man.
Thank you. I mean, I still do not believe that we made it, to be honest. Like, I was in shock after, like, when we actually made it. Like, I didn't understand this, you know. Like, we entered the game, like, after the game finished, and I was like, there's no way we made it, you know. Like, I was already at the majors, right? I've been to the majors, it's not my first time. It's not my first SI, but I think this is the best one, you know, like the best event I ever made, just because of the path that I had to go through to actually make it, you know. The other one were easy, you know, or make top 2 in Pro League, go to the major, you know, or make top 3, go to the SI, you know. So they were easy paths, you know, and this path was the hardest one, you know. I had to go from this to this and again to this, you know, with players that are supposedly not experienced that much as other players, you know, because Twisted Minds also played at the SI before. So they also had more experience than us, apparently, you know. They had top 6, I think, at the SI.
Top 8.
Top 8, yeah. So, you know, from the perspective, like, they're supposed to be better than us, you know, but we just beat them. So it was decent, yeah, but thank you again for the congratulations. Yeah, Paris will be fun. It will be fun. Hopefully you can make it out of the groups. I mean, this is the goal for the team, to be honest. And
last time you were in Paris, you won, so who knows, no?
Yeah, like... it's a good sign, it's a good sign. I mean, the thing with us is that we'll never, ever put a high stakes on ourselves, you know. It's not like now we think we need to go and win, you know. Like, it's like we take it easy, you know. Like, right now, we literally, tomorrow we need to have a 5 days or 6 days off days because people are not home, because like they either move the houses or they work. So 6 days, no scrims, and then soon you're gonna travel to Paris, you know. So it's gonna be fun the way we're gonna enter Paris. We'll see how it's gonna go.
It's gonna, yeah, that's gonna be. Well, it's gonna be a wild ride. I can't wait to see you guys there. Yeah, well, yeah. Thank you so much for your time, man.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
And yeah, again, congratulations, and have fun, because it's what it matters, no? Have fun.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Goodbye. Bye-bye.